We're going to talk to you after that. Maybe before the fight, after the fight, okay?
Okay.
If you had your way, you probably would talk to me during the fight, too. Okay, man, take it easy, okay? We'll talk to you guys a little later. All right, man. All right. All right. Who else do we have here? Are we still rolling, Chief? Okay. Now, I think, is this the man that we're going to fight? What's your weight, young man?
Well, 117.
117, okay, we're not fighting you then. What belt do you have?
12.
Okay, is this team members here? Okay, why don't you guys both step up? We're going to kill two birds with one stone right here. Okay, what gym do you guys represent?
What gym?
LAYAC.
LAYAC. Okay, this man right here, I don't know this gentleman's name, but I know he's one of the most well-known professional fighters. I've seen this guy everywhere. And all I can do is look at the trainer, and I know what kind of fight that we're going to be seeing today. So tell me something about these guys. How many fights have these guys had?
It's the first fight.
Both of them?
No, one fight and four fight.
Okay, what's the weight difference here?
132 and 117.
You guys do a little scuffling in the gym too, you two guys?
Yeah.
You teaching them anything? Okay, now there's one question I want to ask you guys real quick, and I've talked to a couple of guys about it. It's about the gang problem that we have in the city. Most guys I've talked to so far who are boxing have been able to stay away from this. And I want to know, how is it that you guys manage to stay above, beyond this situation when everybody else is getting involved in it? We'll start with this young man here.
Well, first I go to the gym after whatever I got to do after school. And I just go hit the punching bag instead of releasing on other people.
Okay, now what do you say to these guys when they want to challenge you? Because they want to challenge you anyway, and then when they find out that you're boxing, it seems like it gives them more courage. I don't understand it.
Well, they probably want to bring out other weapons or something, but I'm ready for anything.
Okay, but you try your best to stay away from those sort of things, because if you go out there and hit one of these knuckleheads upside the head and break your knuckle, I know this man's going to give you, you know what about it, and then you're out of all the tournaments and that sort of thing. So you know how to take care of those situations. And what about you? Have you ever had any problems like that?
Nah, because in the morning I run, like during school, and after school I don't go to the gym, so I don't have time to think about that.
That's good, but I mean, you guys are young teenagers. You got parties that you go to, and you got girlfriends and this sort of thing. So I mean, how do you avoid those situations? You just go to the movies and back home, or you go to things like that? Because house parties these days are not the thing that a lot of people are being involved in. So what sort of entertainment do you provide yourself with?
No, I just don't have time for that, because all the things I have to do at school and here in my homework and all that, so I don't have time about it. That's good,
and I hope you keep it up. Okay, it sounds like these guys have got their feet firmly planted on the ground, and I hope they keep up the good work, because this is something that's just starting. The amateur boxing in California don't get enough publicity. The only time you hear anything about these kids is either when they're doing something real bad, and then it's all over the newspapers, or when they're way up here when they're training for the Olympics. But people want to know, where do these kids come from? So this is what we're doing now. We're starting you guys out at this level, so we're going to be tracking your career all the way up. And a lot of things that you guys are saying now, it's going to be recorded. So I don't want to read anything negative about you guys after all that you guys have told me, okay? I'm taking you guys at your word. And you keep an eye on these guys, Coach. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by, amigo. Thank you. Okay, folks, I think we're nearing the end of the rope now. We've got about 3 more fights coming up, and then we're going to try to get a couple of the dignitaries in here, maybe the mayor again, to sort of close out the show for us. And we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, folks, we've talked to all the boxers today that we're going to talk to, maybe not. But anyway, we're going to change the pace just a bit, and we've got one of the most distinguished officials of Southern California boxing, Mr. Frederick Petersen. Mr. Petersen, I would like for you to tell the audience just a little bit, just briefly, about how a fight is judged. That's what a lot of us don't really understand. So if you could touch on that just a minute and enlighten us.
All right, very good. I've been officiating since 1976, just before the Olympics, and I also worked the Olympics. Now, in judging of the boxers, the first thing we do, of course, is inspect the boxers, and our main purpose in there is for the safety of the boxers. Okay, so we let the coaches know this, that is what we're in there for. Now, if a boxer is ducking his head is too low, then we'll call it and have him raise his head. We give him 3 cautions, and then after that it's a warning. And they get 3 warnings, and then they're disqualified. Two of the main fouls that they can do is butting and hitting below the belt. This is something that can really deform the other boxer. So we watch that very close, and if it's not intentional hitting below the belt, we give them a caution.
Right.
Other than that, we give them a warning to disqualify and get them out of there. You know, most of the time we find that the boxers are really good kids, and they don't mean to do any harm to others except to win the bout, you know. And being an ex-boxer myself, we all want to win. So the coaches, what their main interest in is their boxer winning. And then a lot of time we like to get around and talk to the coaches. We like for them to come up and question us about our rules, and because that way they learn. Of course, they're supposed to get the book and also learn the rules. But you only learn on the job, and that's the best. Thank you very much.
One quick question about the scoring. How does scoring work in amateur boxing? I understand that they just changed the rules in some of the Olympic scoring, and there doesn't seem to be any set scoring for amateur boxing. How do you score a fight?
Okay, the way we score a fight now is by counting. We count the punches. Okay, every 3 punches is one point. Okay, all right. You call the punches by hitting with the white of the glove, hitting with your body behind the punch. You know what I mean? Nothing sloppy. Okay, these are a good punch. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
We don't score by if I like that boxer, that, you know, as they do in professional. No, in professional they look and this guy was more aggressive. He's good. You know, no, we don't do that. We count punches as much as we can.
You don't have any regard for a fighter's reputation or what he's supposed to have done?
No regard for fighter's reputation. No. In fact, I, for one, got hit by a kid that just asked me to teach him to box once.
Oh, really?
And he hit me in my head at the wall. So you can come right off the street and win a bout.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nice talking.
Very, very informative. Thank you. Okay, folks. One more official coming up. Okay. Let me see if I can think of something to ask this young man. Okay. How are you, sir?
Good. Nice to meet you, Frank Delgado.
This is Mr. Frank Delgado. Isn't there another Delgado involved in boxing, refereeing, or
in
judging?
Pro boxing, there is Vince Delgado. No relation that I know
No
of.
relation to you?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I wonder if you could touch on briefly the scoring of amateur boxing. I just talked to Mr. Petersen about it.
Right.
And this is going to be a good contrast because we're going to find out if all the judges look at the scoring of about the same way. How do you score about it?
Well, we're supposed to score uniformly, by the book anyway, on a 20-point must system. And basically the way it breaks down is for every 3 scoring blows to the head or this body box counts as a point.
Okay.
And then every 3 points you get a real point. You have a point and a sub point.
Oh,
and so when we get up to 3 good blows, then it's a point.
Oh, I see.
And if one guy's got 3 good blows, then it's 1-0 then as the fight's going on. The other guy gets 3 blows. The way I do it, I think we all do it the same way, is now it's 0-0 again.
Right.
So it just keeps going.
Okay.
It could end up 2 or 3-0 or 2 or 3-1.
Okay, one thing that puzzles me is that you mentioned uniformity, but I just read in the paper recently about the questions regarding Olympic scoring in amateur boxing, and I know that they don't score Olympic boxing the same way we score amateur boxing here. So what is the big difference, and why is there a difference?
Okay, the difference for amateur scoring is for the safety of the boxer. We want points rather than knockouts.
So why should they be in the
the Olympics, I see. You know, up there, they are doing different things. They're using electronic scoring, and there's a debate about that too, though.
Yes, serious debate.
And I haven't experienced that myself yet, so I don't know how that is. I've seen it on paper. I know how it works, but there's a problem with the problem. The way I understand it is a timing gap between when you see a score and if everybody has to see it at the same time.
Yes.
Or if there's 1 second difference.
Yes.
Even though you might have seen it, but if you didn't hit the button within a second,
you didn't see it. It's like you didn't see it.
It doesn't count. So somebody could, lose points that way unfairly.
Right.
Really.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Delgado.
All right.
And we'll be talking to you again.
Pleasure talking to you.
Okay. Thank you. Most interesting, folks. We got 2 points of view on how to score a fight. There was some similarities, but also some differences, and that's the thing that we're going to delve into more as we go along. Okay. and we're going back to the action in about 10 seconds.